Guys, welcome back to another Access 72 video, and in today's video I'm back with another interview, and I'm here with Courtney Pennington. Courtney, how are we doing?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
All
Doing
good.
great, great.
Good to hear, man. And so, thank you very much for coming on the channel.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
It is indeed. And so, am I right in saying you're a 36-year-old super welterweight who's 17-6-3?
Right.
Right, okay. And so we'll just get straight into the question, which you always like to start off with. Why did you start boxing?
Somebody asked me this question the other day, at the fight. What really got me into the boxing was just I live in Brooklyn. There was a gym like about 5 minutes from my house walking distance. I walked in and like I was just enthralled by the competitiveness, the gritty smell. It was a really gritty old gym, that had a distinctive smell to it.
Yep.
And I just fell in love with it, fell in love with fighting. And the rest is history, I started late as well. I started at 23.
Okay.
So, I took it serious when I started at that age.
Of course. And so I suppose as you did start late, did that kind of mean you had too much of an amateur background?
Financial background? No, it didn't have anything to do with the financial background.
No,
I think
amateur background.
Oh, amateur background. Oh, yeah. I did not. I only had 25 amateur fights. Even though I really honestly got right to it, I didn't worry about like traveling the country and like doing all those national tournaments. I didn't. Yeah.
Okay. And so why did you end up turning professional when you did?
I felt that with my age, if I was gonna make a run at it, I had to move quick.
Yeah.
The amateurs are very important. However, they are important. I'm not ignoring the importance of that, but especially where I'm from, Brooklyn, like there is a lot of people to spar with. You don't have to like travel far to look for sparring. We got a lot of names, like just a phone call away. So I was able to get a lot of experience in ring work with a lot of guys. So that helped out a lot.
Of course. And so, I mean, you managed to rack up the 17 victories so far. And so, which one would you say out of them you performed your best in?
Oh, without a doubt, Delvin Rodriguez fight. That was a fight. There was a lot of politics involved at the time. I was with Star Boxing, and that was when I really learned about politics, because I figured that fight would catapult me to like all right, now we're on our way. Now we're gonna be fighting top fighters and for titles.
Yeah.
But after that fight, I sat down for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And when I sat back and thought of it, I was supposed to lose that fight. People who maybe the people that just watch boxing, don't think about the politics, don't see that, but it was because they were looking to get a big win for Delvin Rodriguez. I was the guy, but I upset him, boxed beautifully, and unfortunately, I was punished because of it.
Yeah, of course. And so I suppose, like you've kind of touched on there, you have been an away fighter for quite a few of your fights, but I respect that you're willing to do that. And of course, you have come away with victories from doing that at times. But how difficult can it be when you are in the away corner? It's very difficult, but I love the way my career has went because of it, because I'm a risk taker, right? I'm a risk taker, a calculated risk taker. Yeah.
And I hate nothing more than fighters who brag about being undefeated, and when you look at their resume, altogether it's piles of like fighters with combining like 50 to 100 losses.
Yeah.
You really took no risk. So are you a professional fighter?
Yeah.
A lot of these people fights are down south, Colombia, just with fighters trying to make a quick dollar, not knowing that's taking boxing serious.
Yeah.
So I really love the way that we took the risk. Also because of my age, we took the risk. Sometimes we weren't able to get away with the nod, but I've beat some really good fighters. So I'm happy about it. I love going in fighters' backyards, just like this weekend,
Yeah.
upset setting them. Is something about it.
Mm.
You have to really take it from them.
Mm.
And I think it trains me to get used to going to somebody's home and taking their title. So, we're just preparing for that point.
Mm. Of course, and I suppose the current kind of state of boxing, there's a lot of fighters that are maybe a bit too scared to lose their O, but how kind of frustrating is, especially to somebody like you who has been around and been in some big fights and willing to take any fights, how frustrating can it be to see these fights not being made?
It's see, I understand. It's two sides of that coin. I understand because it's a business,
Yeah.
right? Now, if you're running the show, say like a Devin Haney, right? No disrespect to him.
Yeah.
Love Devin Haney. I watched the fight. Contrary to popular opinion, I think that he won the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he won the fight. But like say you're Devin Haney and you're not saying that he's not fighting him because he did fight some people, but like if you have the belt, you have options,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm gonna make $1 million plus regardless on the fight, why would I risk it against someone that could take my title and is gonna end my my business streak? And why not fight this easy guy? I can still make $1 million, and then it'll lengthen my career, and it's easier to fight for me. So I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Where it's so much more respectable when they take that chance, because not only are you risking your O, you're risking your paydays, man. So it's a big risk. So it's two sides of the coin. That's just the way I live my life. And also. I'm successful without boxing. I'm not struggling. So I'm a business owner. Day trader. So I make money outside of boxing.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I don't care about the business risk as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, I mean, you have fought in some big cards with around some big names like Golovkin, Smith Jr., Warrington, some big names there. And so, how much do you kind of enjoy being on these big platforms?
Oh man, it's beautiful. You mentioned the Warrington card, and that, man, unfortunately, I hate excuses, and the guy I fought on the Warrington card, JJ Metcalf. He won a title this weekend.
Yeah.
He just won the title, so shout out to him. He's a great fighter. Really come forward, strong fighter.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I did have a little ailment.
Okay.
If you notice, anyone who saw my fights, I'm a 12-round fighter.
Yeah.
In the second round, I was totally out of gas.
Okay.
There's no coincidence. I had a little ailment, but still, he was a great fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved it, especially fighting on the DAZN card.
Yeah.
That was like one of the best experiences I've had in boxing. They treated us great.
Mm-hmm.
Photo shoot. Beautiful hotel, security detail, make you feel like the star that you are, So definitely love it.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And so I suppose for the moment, what would you say is your current motivation?
My kid, without a doubt, my kid.
Yeah.
Well, my whole family, but I want my kid to look up to me.
Yeah.
You only get one life, man. So being a part of boxing, you're able to do something that a lot of people are afraid to do.
Yeah.
That's why it's such a spectacle.
Yeah.
Being able to train your body to do things that people are afraid to attempt to do. So, I just want my family, especially my son that I'm training to be proud of me. And yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. That's amazing. I'm sure he is. And I suppose now you've got this fight coming up. July 29th, is that right?
July 29th.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so overall, how's preparations been going so far?
Well, I'm just coming off of the last fight on Saturday, so I took a break for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna head back to the gym on Monday, and we're gonna train hard because this guy, Vaughn Alexander, he is coming from super middleweight, 168.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he's a big guy. Even though he's weighing in at 157 on weigh-in day, he's definitely gonna plump back up. Probably like 20 pounds or so. So we're prepping our legs, making sure we got good stamina, making sure we got good strength training, weight training, and everything. And I'm sure we'll go a good way with it now. And this is just another example of taking chances. Both of us are kind of at that like he was a prospect coming out, and then like he did a lot of jail time, like over 10 years.
Okay.
So he came out, and he's been putting up on the line, B-side a lot of fights, but going at it just like myself. So we're kind of cut from the same cloth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's two, like the war of the B-sides, kind of. So we're gonna go at it, and the winner of this fight will go on to do better things.
Mm-hmm. Of course, and it's definitely a good matchup, and I mean, of course, congratulations on your recent victory, and I suppose
So much.
okay, and I suppose as you have got this kind of date then penciled in, is it nice to have that just so you know that you're working towards another goal?
Oh, there's always, it's kind of like you don't see the seriousness in training until that contract is signed. It's solidified, and it's some time out, so you're able to get some good training in.
Yeah.
And you have motivation to your training.
Yeah.
So it's definitely good to have something in ink. Yeah.
Okay, and I suppose that kind of links to. Would you like to continue to have quite an active year this year?
Oh, absolutely. When I was signed with my promotion, it was kind of dead as far as the activity. But I know that after that, and then me getting outside management, it got me more active. It kind of being a free agent, it kind of gives you more options, and it also taught me a lot about the boxing game. All with that, and that goes all with taking risks, seeing these all these different promoters, seeing how they deal with the money, and stuff like that. So, I really plan on being active. Every fighter wants to be active, but not only active, taking the right fights, okay, to set us up for hopefully a title shot. But we gotta start fighting some meaningful opponents. Top 20. And then top 10, and then hopefully, title within the next 2 years. I don't have too much time.
Okay, yeah. And so I suppose for yourself, if nobody's ever seen you fight before, what would you say makes yourself interesting as a fighter?
My boxing skill, right? Because I'm a student of the game.
Yep.
I watch the likes of like Charlie Burley, Murderers Row, Willie Pep as well. A lot of Willie Pep.
Okay.
I like to move my feet, and I believe that the difference between a good fighter and a great fighter is those who understand the perception of rhythm, and weight distribution, right? So, and a lot of fighters would be clueless if I'm talking about that. If I ask them to explain that, and that's what controls a fight. Knowing when you're susceptible to a punch. And when you don't just throw a punch to throw a punch, but when that shot is available based on the rhythm. So, I'm a rhythm fighter, and study the greats.
Of course, and I mean, you've touched upon your age a little bit, but still wanting to have these title fights coming up. But when it's all said and done, and you get to the end of your career, how would you like to be remembered in boxing?
I would like to be remembered as somebody who took risk, somebody who wasn't afraid. In the amateurs, they would always say, anybody who stepped foot in the ring is brave. They got heart. Yeah. But I beg to differ. Okay. Because I see a lot of fight. You see it all the time. Like people are fascinated with boxing, but it's all good and well. When you're winning, when you didn't get hit yet, but how about when you get cracked or you get dropped, stuff like that. That's to me, that's the exciting part about boxing. When say you can get dropped or you're losing the fight, and then you can get up off the canvas to then go and win that fight. That's one of the most exciting points of boxing. because that means that you made an adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had to think.
Yeah.
You know, whether it be, you know, from the brain or will,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you had to make an adjustment to turn
Yeah.
turn the tide in your favor. So yeah, like that.
Brilliant. And great. Well, I'll leave with this final question, which I always like to ask. You've got a little bit of a platform here. Would you like to shout anything out?
Yes. I would like to shout out. You know, my TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I do have like a TikTok community. Or my main passion is boxing,
Mm-hmm.
but my second passion is day trading forex. So shout out to everybody in my forex community. Court currency concepts in boxing, I am the kingpin, but in trading, I am court currency.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to everybody who follows me in that. And shout out to everybody in my Geneva boxing camp, everybody home at Gym X. Love y'all. Thank you for all the support. And yeah, man.
Amazing.
Till the next time we return.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I mean, thank you very much. I'd love to have you back on, maybe when you're fighting for these title fights.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks so much, actually.
Brilliant. And so if you are new around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do need like the video, and thanks.